Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Now, first of all, most people are smart enough to quickly ascertain that Dickens, Kipling, Shakespeare, Mark Twain, you name it, are all overrated authors. The founders of the West are overrated. Remember, I'm someone who's part white. I'm not racist. The most important parts of history are things like, in terms of mainstream history, things like the Civil War, slavery, the Native American genocide, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, what have you. And so when you see these far right people complain that these things make white people look bad, and that they're focusing on these things, and it breaks people into two categories, right? The oppressor and the oppressed. They're not making sense. We see that they're doing things in psychological operation units to confuse things. They'll do certain incidents where maybe the police will get the victim wrong in a situation and say that that person didn't want to be accused of being racist. Okay, so what? That's one person. Here in America, there are easily over 2 million preventable deaths every year. On the planet, 9 million people starve to death or die of hunger-related issues according to the United Nations. Every year, 9 million people die of hunger-related issues. 25,000 a day. People are raped all over the place. We see with the Epstein case that there's these elite sex cult rings where they coerce women. People are being trafficked. And instead of hiring more law enforcement, instead of passing logical plans, they just distract you with stupid arguments. And it is in the kind of tradition of Western culture. In Greece and Rome, they would distract people with the Bacchanalia, with Lupercalia, and various festivities, various activities, various cult activities. We have all these Greek fraternities and sororities in college. The Freemasons are said to be modeled after the Pythagoreans. Connections to Greece and Rome. So it's in the tradition of the Greek and Roman processes that we see these things are being done. Should the Germans be proud of Nazism? If instead of changing their ways from Nazism to something else, they started screaming that's who they are, should they not be disgraced? Should the Israelis scream that Zionists are who they are and that's all they say that there is to it, and keep raping 1,500 people every year in Israel? Many of those cases are rapes that are done with impunity. It doesn't take a genius to see that they're making it harder for me to speak because they're in cults that get a kick out of torturing people and massacring people. They're mad maybe because they're autistic, maybe because they're short. And I don't care if you're short or tall. Some people in my family are short, and I don't care. But some people have a complex related to that. Maybe because they're ugly. Maybe because they feel like their quote-unquote talents aren't that embraced. Well, newsflash. Einstein was just a scientist. Dickens was just an author. George Washington was just a president. Just a damn politician. Wasn't exactly a brilliant military general or something. And if he was, he would just be a kind of smart general in the bigger picture. What America is supposed to value first and foremost is the same thing that you're told to value in the Bible first and foremost. God and morality. Now, if you remove God from it because you're a secular nation that really focuses on being secular, you're still supposed to value morality more than other things, or you're an idiot. What do you call a culture that says because they have the freedom of speech and the right to their opinion, that they're going to pretend that 1 + 1 magically doesn't equal 2 in basic arithmetic? That'd be an idiot culture, right? I mean, nothing to be proud of. The society that comes to the conclusion that righteousness magically isn't greater than wealth. And I say magically so I don't take it out of context. I don't believe in witchcraft. I don't believe in doing that. It's stupid. The country that doesn't know that righteousness is the greatest thing is a country of retards. They can't do the basic math when it comes to life. So when you see these right-wing people with their stupid arguments, you see the left failing to present sound counter arguments, it's because of Greek college societies. It's because of Freemasons. It's because of corporations. It's because of social clubs. These clubs have members in both parties. They basically run both parties, and they are stifling dissent. They are violating constitutional rights. They're raping people, including children. They're distracting people while people are massacred. They are distracting people while there are millions of preventable deaths every year in the world. They are profoundly disgraced dogs. And they point to other dogs in their secret societies, probably Twain and Dickens, probably were Freemasons or something, and act like they're better than they were. It is a very sick thing. So if in, say, America, for example, if they really value free speech and democracy, if they really value God and the Constitution, they must stop siding with these conservative clowns and their straw men cult allies on the left. And they must insist on universal pinpoint and moral precision, because any society that's worth anything at all puts morality above falsehood, above hedonism and narcissism. They put morality first. And it doesn't take a genius to see that Western culture is immoral. The idea of freedom of speech is not immoral. The idea that there should be justice for all in its true form is not immoral. But Western culture, in its sum total form, is extremely immoral. There are very high rates of homicides here. Their foreign policy is immoral. Them wanting to say things like, if you don't like it, go somewhere else, is immoral. What do you call it when a group of people gets together in the spirit of pure evil and says, if you don't want to be evil too, that you should go? That is immoral.